Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. And in today's video we have this 2016 Toyota Rav4 and we're doing the taillight tint installation for this vehicle. So this is how it looks before doing the installation on the lenses, and this is how it looks after the installation. So the tint has PPF properties, which means it will protect the lenses from yellowing over time, as well as protect it from any small scratches or any road debris that may hit the taillights. Link for the product will be provided below. But with that being said, let's get started with the installation video. So the tools you need in order to install the tint kit will be Slip Solution, Tack Solution, a heat gun, squeegee, and a microfiber towel. And a step-by-step guide in order to create the two solutions will be in the description below. So before we start with the installation for the taillights, we need to make sure we prep the entire lens. So all we need to do is just apply Slip Solution to the lens. And with a clean microfiber towel, start removing any contaminants that the taillight may have. So once we finish prepping the taillight, now we can start with the installation. So we're going to start by installing the pieces that go on this section of the taillight. So for this one, we're going to start with the piece that covers this middle section here. So just apply Slip Solution to the lens and Slip Solution to the adhesive side of the film. And with this film, it has a cutout right here in the middle. So just align the film to this little section of the curve of the taillight. Once you align it, lift the film carefully and start applying tack solution underneath the film. That way the adhesive can start activating a little faster, and then we'll tack it down with our squeegee. So make sure it stays aligned, hold it in position, and just start tacking down this entire section here. Okay, and with this one we're just doing just a light stretch in order to remove some of the fingers that we have here. Keep it aligned and just tack it down. And then same process here, we're going to stretch this section of the film up to the body line of this bump that you feel on the taillight here. So when you see it and you place your finger, you're going to feel the body line right around here. So just stretch the film up to the body line. So roughly around there, and then just start tacking it down. And while stretching, you are going to notice that the fingers that we have here start to shrink. So all we have to do is just use our squeegee to tack everything down. So make sure it stays up to the body line. And now we're going to work our way to shrinking the fingers that we may encounter on this side and on the top. So to remove any fingers that you may encounter, all you need to do is apply tack solution on both sides. Apply a little bit of heat. Once we apply heat, we're going to use our squeegee to tack each finger down. And then once we're done tacking down the fingers, make sure to seal all of the edges. That way when we install the other films that overlap this film, the film doesn't lift and damage the other ones. So for the next part, it covers this section of the taillight. So for this one, you can install it dry method. All you need to just make sure is that you're covering the entire film. So make sure you align it right where we left off with this one, and just follow through with the rest of the film. So cover the bottom and then just slowly tack everything down. Make sure there's no bubbles underneath the film. If there is, just lift them and remove them. And then just squeegee the entire film. And all we have to worry about is just applying heat. That way the adhesive is able to activate faster and it doesn't lift over time. Okay, and now we move on to the top piece. So now we're starting with the top piece. So with this one, just spray Slip Solution to the lens and to the adhesive side of the film. And you could spray tack solution around this area. That way we can start tacking down the film. So keep it aligned. It should cover here up to the edge, and it overlaps just a little bit with the bottom piece that was installed. Grab your squeegee and tack it down. And we can apply a little bit of heat around this area just to help the tint tack down to the taillight more faster. This section is going to lift, so we're just going to leave it like that since we're still going to stretch the film to this edge. So apply a little heat around this area. Apply tack solution and then tack it down with your squeegee to secure it. And now all we have to do is just lightly stretch the film until it reaches to the edge here and then tack it down. Make sure to remove all the solution underneath the film. And then just finish off tacking down the top piece. Just apply tack solution and tack it down on top. And it should sit just like that. And then hold it in place, that way it doesn't move, and then just tack it down. Pretty simple. And the last thing to do before we move on to the next piece is to make sure we seal the edges here. So all you need is tack solution and a little bit of heat around the edges, just so the film stays sealed and it doesn't lift over time. And then once you're done sealing the edge, then we can move on with the last piece that covers the lower side section of the taillight. So when it comes to installing the last piece that covers this section of the taillight, we just need to make sure you install this the dry method. So just place the film onto the taillight, and we need to first align it to the edge right here, and we're slowly going to work our way to the curve until we reach it to the edge here. So lift the film, you can place it onto the tint and then just align it on this section here. So make sure it's up to the edge, and once we have it on the edge, we're just going to follow the rest of the design of the taillight until we reach it up to the top here. So you may need to move the film around in order to align it. So make sure you're holding it in place with one hand, and with the other hand you're just guiding it. So just like that, and then just continue on with the rest. The last thing to do is just to apply heat. That way we help the adhesive on the film activate faster and it doesn't fall off. So once you apply heat, everything should be good to go, and then we can move on with the next piece. Okay, so now we're moving on to this section of the taillight. So we're going to start with the top piece first. So just apply slip solution to the lens and slip solution to the adhesive side of the film. And all we have to do for this one is make sure we align it right on the edge up here and align it on the edge of the taillight. Once we place the film, we're going to secure this section first. So lift the film and apply tack solution underneath and on top. Make sure it stays aligned, hold it in position, and with your squeegee just start tacking it down. Okay, so once we secure this section, all we really need to focus on now is making sure we stretch the film and keep it aligned to this edge of the taillight. So stretch it and align it until it reaches the curve, hold it in position and just tack it down. And then just finish off with the bottom piece here. That should be good. Now all we need to do is just remove any fingers that we may encounter on the top. Make sure we seal the bottom edge, and then we can move on with the bottom piece. So for the last piece of the taillight, it's going to cover this section of the lens. So just apply slip solution to both the adhesive, the lens, align it, and you want to align it right on the top where we left off, and just make sure you have material to cover up to the bottom here. So if you need to move it just a little bit, that should be good, just as long as you have coverage all around. And we're going to focus on this side first. So just lift the film and apply tack solution underneath it, keep it aligned, and then spray it on top, hold it in position, grab your squeegee, and just start tagging it down to secure it. Make sure to remove all the solution that's here in this section, that way it stays secured. And now all we have to do is just lightly stretch the film until it reaches to this edge right here. So you may need to lift it just a bit since it does overlap this film, and then just hold it in position, lift it a little bit on the edge, apply tack solution, place it back down, and with your squeegee, secure it. And make sure everything's covered, and you should be good. And now the last thing to do is just to seal the edges, that way the film does not lift over time. And then once we're done sealing, we'll move on to post-heating the entire taillight. So the last thing to do once you finish with the entire installation for the tail light is to post heat the entire film. So all you need to do is apply tack solution throughout the entire tail light, and all you need is your heat gun to help apply heat throughout the entire film. That way we help the adhesive activate faster, and the microfiber towel is just so we could tack down the film and also remove any excess solution that's still on the film or on the edges. So take your time when you're doing this, and then once you're done with this step, you're done with the installation. Thank you for choosing Bogar Tech Design. As a small business, your support means everything to us. If you loved your product, please drop a review. If you have questions or issues, don't forget to message us via email. Once again, thank you so much for the support from our family to yours. So that concludes the installation video for the Taillight Tints for the 2016 Toyota Rav4. We hope that the video helped you guys out with the installation. Don't forget to drop a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe and turn on that notification bell. That way you don't miss any of our upcoming installation videos. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.